Welcome back to my complete playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. Let us just jump straight into it. So here we are in Ostagar, where we finished off last episode. Let's start by looking at some of the codex entries we got at the end of that episode. So, didn't actually mean to save, but that's okay. Let's jump in here. So, creatures. Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The First Blight. Trinities 8-7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. Okay, Aenar. When the Imperium occupied the area that is present-day Ferelden, they had two sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Korcari Wilds. The northern one was Aenar, although the exact location is now a secret known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was that the Tevinter was trying to discover at Aenar, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to the legend, it was a massacre, eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mages while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Maleficarum and apostates are held in the confines of Aenar. Those who have a powerful connection to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. From Of Fires, Circles and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Cool, that was where Lily was getting sent at the end of the Mage Origin, if you don't remember Aenar. Right, the Tevinter Imperium, I've read that one. The Korcari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the land of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Elamari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the dark forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbour a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years the forest rang with the screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Owl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one of her sons' hearts and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Owl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Owl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of this Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their homes there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alis, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. And then got an update about King Kaelin. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Marek Theron, Kaelin was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen Anora. And then the last one, I think, yep. Loghain MacTair. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Loghain was born a farmer during a time when the country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Maric, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Maric raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Sweet, okay. Now to start off, most of what we want is on the other side of the bridge, but there is one thing I want to grab on this side. So if we head over here, this episode will be quite a bit of exploring. I do expect to head into the Korcari Wilds at some point. We'll see how long it goes for though. We are going to start encountering locked chests now. And without a rogue in the party, we can't really open them yet. If your character is a rogue, then of course you can, but as a mage, I cannot. Having said that, we will get a rogue before too long, so if we remember, we could come back and do it. Can't go that way. And there is a particular item I'm looking for. It's over here somewhere. Might be in one of these sacks. Ah, there it is, the beef bone. That's what I wanted. So, the beef bone. We'll have a look at it in a minute. It is a gift. There we go, the first gift we could find. This particular one is not that useful, and we'll explain why later. But gifts in general are used to raise the approval of your companions. There are several different types of gifts. Some basic ones can be given to any character for a +5 bonus to approval, although the approval does get diminishing returns, so a second gift will only give +4. There are special gifts, like each companion has a favoured gift, so if you give, we'll get a character later, Win, if you give her books, I believe she likes, if you give Win books, then she'll get +10 approval. And then there are kind of plot relevant gifts as well, which you can only give to certain characters for a massive approval bonus, but we'll work that out later. Just thought to grab the beef bone, because it is the first gift you can get, even though it is kind of a useless one. It's not kind of useless, the beef bone is actually useless. But anyway.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit the Duncan. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good luck to you then.
Oh no, I actually must need to talk to him a bit
you.
more. Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress a long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Is there any way to get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you then.
Yep, that's what I wanted. So he gives you a codex entry for Ostagar. Also unlocked a control one for some reason. Oh, that's the gifts. Okay, that's fine. Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. Stood at the edge of the Korcari Wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chastened Wilders, straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell into ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Sweet. Okay, there's a bit of history for this area. Come over here. If you don't have the mage origin, some of these guys will give
I'm
you
sorry,
codex entries.
but
I
the
think
mages
we
must
already
not
have
be-
them
The
though.
mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
Yeah, that's right, as you wish. Okay. Win.
What do we have here? I heard the new Grey Warden recruit was from the Circle. I don't believe we've met, but I've certainly heard a lot about your talent. My name is Wynne, and I congratulate you on your harrowing, marvelous work. The Fade is a dangerous place.
Didn't really mean to do this. I did mention earlier that Wynn's a companion. She's not a companion right now. We'll get her later. But you do meet her in Ostagar, which is kind of cool. Yes, I know all about that.
Oh ho, you know all there is to know already, do you? Irving said as much about you. Remarkable self-confidence. So, a Grey Warden, fighting alongside the King. Not too shabby for someone just out of apprenticeship.
King Kalen thinks the battle will go well.
The King must always seem confident. His behavior affects the troops' morale. He does seem to find his enthusiasm easily, though. Reminds me of a puppy. And I say that with both respect and affection. He is a fine man. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You've faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
What does the Fade have to do with anything?
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
What's the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker.
I think we actually already know about
When
the Black
mages
City. I
from
think we
the
have a
Tevinter
codex entry for
Imperium
it.
found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
The Chantry says many things.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
I'll just kill every Darkspawn I see.
A wise attitude. It's worked well for me in the past. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Cool, we get Wynn's codex entry. I will not lie motionless in a bed, with coverlets up to my chin waiting for death to claim me. Wynn's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors, and was recognised as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the tower of King Kalen's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. Sweet.
The death that may await. Death is no failure, my friend.
This isn't good. I hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down. Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Cool. There's a new quest. And got a codex entry. Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognised instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Cool. Okay, I thought I'd just jump in here quickly with my human noble character, just to show you that they cannot actually get this sick dog quest. So here's the kennel master here. You can see in there is the sick Mabari. However, the kennel master, if we talk to him...
Excuse me, I must get the hounds ready for battle. Half the dogs are sick from darkspawn blood. It's terrible.
We cannot get this quest, and that is because, of course, we got the Mabari during our origin story, so we don't need the extra companion, and you can't even do a nice thing for the dog and heal it, apparently. Okay, with that out of the way, let's head back on to our main playthrough. Okay. Over here, let's talk to Davith.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be. The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cook this ritual up just for our benefit.
So this is one of the other Grey Warden recruits.
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Maybe they will. We'll see.
It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
I'll watch your back if you watch mine.
Oh, I'll watch your back.
You're a charmer, I see.
That's me. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Cool. Alright, let's have a look. Now this is the quartermaster. You definitely want to talk to him, and there's something you should buy from him when you first talk to him.
You
So
there,
let's see
elf.
him.
Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously?
Are you mistaking me for a servant?
What? Oh, you're the one who arrived with the Grey Warden. Please, forgive my rudeness. There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for... It's simply been so hectic. I never thought... But please, pardon my terrible manners. I am just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special.
You are forgiven, human, for now.
Thank you. Did you come for some supplies, perhaps?
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Yeah, so this guy actually has two different shops, so let's look at his normal one first.
Let me know what you'd like.
Cool. If you scroll right down to the bottom, he sells a backpack. You want to buy this? So backpack's basically the way you increase your inventory space. Capacity is not based on your strength like it is in some other games. You start with 70, and then each backpack you buy gives you plus 10. Now, we don't have the money, but we have some stuff we can sell, so let's get rid of some things. Let's just get rid of all that. I don't need any of it. Get rid of those. Sometimes it is good to keep a few items in case you come across a new companion who doesn't start with anything themselves. But in this case, I'm fairly sure I can get rid of most of the stuff without much of an issue. I might keep the mage robes, actually, they're pretty good. The other thing I'm starting with is the Blood Dragon Plate. This is from some DLC, I think. You start the game with it, but if you want, you can just sell it for 4 gold. It's a pretty easy way to make some money in the early game if you want to. Right, sell that, and I don't need the small shield. I'll keep it for now. Maybe I'll use it on someone later, but as you can see, it needs 38 strength, so it's more of a late game weapon, late game piece of armor. Cool, we'll keep all this for now. But I have more than enough money to buy that bag. Here we go. So now it's gone up to 80. Right, let's see what else he's got. Weapons, don't need any of that. Got some basic armor. Could be useful buying some potions, just in case. They're pretty cheap, I'll just buy the lot, I think. 9 silver, yeah, fine. Lesser injury kits. Now, injury kits are useful. If your characters fall in battle, they're going to get injuries, which basically give them a penalty to their stats. You can heal those injuries a couple of ways, but one of the ways you can do it in the field is with an injury kit. I don't think I'm going to bother right now, but we should pick some up soon, but they are there if you want them. Cool, that's it. I might just check what his other shop has. I don't think it's got anything too exciting.
Hello again. Is there something you need? So long as you keep it quiet.
Okay, looks like he's got some bombs, some more health poultices. Strong ones this time. I could buy one of those. Got some plans for traps. Could be useful if you like to craft. Nothing I feel the need to desperately grab though, so I might just leave it for now. I'll grab one of those though. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. I should say, with that bag we just bought, you really want to buy it off him now, because if you do, you'll actually have the chance to get a second one coming up. If you don't, then you only get one bag, you can't get two. So definitely buy one when you can. Sorry, buy one as soon as you talk to him, even if you have to sell stuff like I did. Okay, let's keep going up here. I think is where I want to go. Alright, a few things we can do here. If you didn't get it from your origin, I believe that scroll there gives you a codex entry, but we got it during the origin. It's one of the Chantry ones, I can't remember exactly which one.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
And yeah, Jory's the last of the Grey Warden recruits, so yes, I am Melody.
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arlayman. I wasn't aware elves could join the Grey Wardens. Those camped in the valley are all human.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just that in some places, elves are not always permitted in the military. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
You can also see a bit of the prejudice against elves coming through, as they are often treated as second-class citizens by humans, which we'll see a lot more later. Or if you take the city off origin, it starts off pretty strongly in that. Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I fought hard to get here. Impressing Duncan was not easy. Tell me, has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
Only that it's dangerous.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Cool. There we go. Right. Now what I want to do over here, is that locked? Yes. Is talk to the prisoner.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
No, I haven't.
I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Why would I want to help you?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
I believe you do need to ask him what's in it for you to actually get the key. If you just help him straight off, I don't think you get the key at the end. I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
There are a couple of ways you can complete this quest. As the prisoner points out, the guard has some food on him. You can take that somehow. You can either persuade the guard for it, you can give him money, or you can pickpocket it off him if you have those skills. The other thing you could do is just kill the prisoner. But let's talk to the guard.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He asked for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you missed one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
Oh, done. It is one benefit to taking the coercion skill as soon as you can, is you can convince people to give you things that you'd otherwise need to pay or steal. So anyway.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Yeah, there you go. You can just kill him and take the key. But we've got the food, so give the food to the prisoner.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Sweet. Quest done. And we got the key. You actually can't use the key right now. The key he gives you is for this chest. But currently the Tranquil Mage is guarding it and he won't let you open it. Yep. There you go. So we'll have to use that later. But hey, you've got the key now, so you can do that. Okay, there's just a couple more things we want to do in camp. You can talk to these people. I don't think they give you anything, though. No.
You may not want to remain here.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
There are Grey Wardens here, you know.
The Grey Wardens will die. The King will die. We'll all die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Okay, that doesn't sound great. That's that locked chest again. Okay. There are a couple of things I'm looking for. The Ash Warriors are one, so let's talk to their leader.
Maker's Breath, another elf. What do you want?
I just want to talk, that's all.
Make it quick, we're busy.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash
What's
Warriors.
an Ash Warrior?
Our training has been passed down since Matthias the Dwarf's son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
So what do... Oh, can I hear this old tale?
I am no bard, but I'll do my best. Matthias was a Clane tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Matthias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Matthias then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
What happened to him?
Matthias's prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Matthias was grieved. He sent Morrigannon away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Matthias slew Morrigannon in single combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day, and gave Matthias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even
An
today.
interesting legend. Thank you for telling me. I should be
It was
going.
an honor. My thanks. There is hunting to be done.
Now,
and I'll
this
not be
Codex
kept
entry is
from it.
very interesting, and I honestly think it was an oversight by the developers, because, as you can see, we just got a Codex entry. Books and Songs, Legend of Matthias Dwarf's Son. We did hear most of the story from the guy. I'll read it out anyway, though, because there's a few extra details. But what's interesting about it is that if you're a dwarf, you either dwarf commoner or dwarf noble, you actually can't get this codex entry because the Ash Warriors assume you already know it, so they won't tell you the story. But you have no other way to get it. It's not in the origin stories. So this one is unobtainable for a dwarf, which is ironic since it is about dwarves. Anyway. Legend of Lithias Dwarfson. At an early age, Lithias was smaller than most children of the Alamari. At the age of 12, Lithias saved Tutha, the son of the tribal chief, from his own dog. The dog had gone rabid, and when it attacked Tutha, Lithias slew it with his bare hands. Tutha's father, Mabine, was impressed with Lithias' strength and bravery, and so took him on as his son. When Lithias grew to manhood, he became known for his charisma and bravery. While shorter than his fellow warriors, Lithias was stronger and doughtier than any warrior in the tribe. When Lithias was still a young man, Mabine sent him to the dwarven city of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance. Mabine's tribe had come into conflict with other Alamari, and he needed as much help as he could get. Lithias was unable to convince the dwarven king to aid his tribe, but fell in love with the king's daughter, Skyaea. Lithias and Skyaea fled the dwarven realm and returned to his tribe. Skyaea taught Lithias the art of fighting without pain, the berserker state known as the battle wrath. And with it, Lithias became a renowned warrior. Lithias led his tribe to many victories, until eventually he replaced his foster father as chief of his tribe. This peace would not last. During a feast between the tribal leaders of the Alamari and the Avar, the beautiful and powerful Avar chieftain, Morrigannon, became enamored with Lithias and seduced him. Skyaea learned of the tryst and fled the village to return to Orzammar. When Lithias rebuffed Morganon's offer of marriage, she left in great anger. From that moment on there was war between the two tribes. For 15 years the Alamari and Avar fought. During the Battle of Red Falls, a powerful young warrior from Morriganon's tribe challenged Lithias to a battle. Lithias was injured grievously, but slew the boy. Morrigannon revealed that the boy was Lithias' son, conceived 15 years ago during their tryst. She cursed Lithias as the murderer of his own kin, and the Battle of Red Falls turned against Lithias. Morrigannon defeated Lithias in battle after battle, until the Alamari were driven to the foothills of the Frostback Mountains. There, Lithias made a last stand. And the night before Lithias' final battle, Skyaea came to him and offered him a dwarven suit of chain in exchange for a night together. Lithias agreed and wore the armour the following morning in battle. The battle was fierce and bloody, and Lithias met Morrigannon in personal combat. In the end, Lithias slew the warrior woman, but not before receiving a mortal wound to his heart, the chain inexplicably unable to block her final blow. Lithias died, and after the battle was done, a party of dwarven warriors came down from the mountains and took the body of Lithias back to Orzammar. From the legend of Lithias Dwarfson, order unrecorded, circa 350 ancient. Cool. Interesting story there. Here I've switched to my dwarf commoner origin character. So this character is obviously a dwarf, and I thought I would just show you what the difference is if you talk to the Ash Warriors as a dwarf.
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Turn Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Well, there's also an interaction we didn't see before, but anyway, the Ash Warrior leader.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Grey Wardens. A respectable decision.
You know much about us dwarves?
Some, like all Ash Warriors. Our training originates from the dwarves. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors, as you should well know.
You trained with the Dwarven Berserker Warriors?
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Lithias the Dwarfson. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind, long ago.
So you are the same as the Berserkers in Orzammar?
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
Tell me of Lithias the Dwarfson.
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Lithias was a claimed tribesman. Some said she taught Lithias to use the dwarven battle wrath. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day. It was an honor. My thanks.
Okay, there we go. Codex, Legend of Matthias Dwarfson. Now, I did say in my main playthrough that dwarves can't get it. I think the reason this character got it is because is because of the patch I have installed that fixes many of the bugs, so it does let the dwarves get the Codex entry here. In a vanilla playthrough, you wouldn't be able to get that, but as you saw, even as a dwarf, I had to go through a lot more conversation options before I got to the legend itself. So that is interesting. But yeah, if you don't have that patch installed, you're not going to get that Codex entry. Alright, let's go back to my main playthrough, and we will continue on from there. Let's have a look. There is someone I'm looking for, and he's actually kind of hard to spot, usually. But I think he's around here somewhere. Okay, well, we can talk to this guy.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
Is the turn inside? What's he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activities.
Persuade. I would like an audience with the turn, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
His Majesty could not contain his excitement after your meeting. How could I not hear about you? Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
No, I didn't know that.
Marek respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Marek would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. I hear you're from the Circle of... I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I certainly hope so.
Here for the glory, huh? Fair enough. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
And if he doesn't?
Then simply pray.
Okay, there we go. I don't know what it looks like in the final edit of this video, but I did have to reload my save there because I didn't get that Codex entry the first time I spoke to Loghain. And once you speak to him once, you can't talk to him again here. Codex entry about merchants. That one we just got was about King Marek Theron. It is difficult to separate the man from the myth. The last survivor of the bloodline of King Calenhad, the Silver Knight, Marek, drove the Orlesian forces from Ferelden's borders, reclaiming the throne and freed our people from foreign tyranny. All true and all larger than life. He was born in hiding, near Cathal's crossing to the rebel Queen Moira, and grew up in the rebel camps, an outlaw in his own country. When the rebel queen died, Marek inherited her homeless nobles, malcontents and displaced freeholders, and with the aid of his friend Loghain mac Tair, built them into an army. After the pivotal battle of the River Dane, Marek took the throne. He married Rowan, daughter of Renderin Gwerin, Earl of Redcliffe, and began the long, slow process of rebuilding everything Orlais had demolished during 70 years of occupation. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Cool. Okay. Now there is one more thing I want to do in camp before we continue with the quest, so I might have to cut depending how long it takes me to find this person I'm looking for. So give me a minute and I'll be back. Okay, I think I've finally found him, and no wonder. He was all the way over here in an area of camp I've never really explored in any playthrough because there's never been anyone over here. But here's the rest of camp. If you come up here, see some soldiers investigating a Darkspawn body, and then over here. The problem with this guy is that he actually moves around, depending on what you've done in the game. And for some reason, he's all by himself over here, this elven messenger.
Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed?
What do you mean?
I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me?
Yes, I do.
Then what is... Oh, wait. Are you the one I'm supposed to give Sir Garland's sword to? Because I think the smith's done with it.
Persuade. Yes, you're supposed to give the sword to me.
Oh, that's such a relief. You really saved me from the switch for sure. I'd best get back to my duties again before I get in more trouble.
I mean, I got an achievement persuasive for persuading him. It's probably not a very nice thing to do, persuading him to give you the sword, because he's no doubt going to get in trouble for it. But if we have a look... Sir Garland's sword. It's actually a decent sword for this stage in the game. Tier 2, +2 attack, +10 physical resistance. So definitely a good sword, at least for the early game. Cool, that's all I really want to do. While we're here, I guess I will have a look at that achievement we just got. Persuasive. Succeeded at 5 difficult persuasion attempts. I'm trying to build this character so she can persuade pretty much anyone. Persuasion is only kind of half of the coercion skill. The other half is intimidate. So if we look at the skills, this is the skill I've been taking, coercion. So it influences both your chance to intimidate and your chance to persuade. But the difference between the two is persuasion is, if I go to my character screen, persuasion is based on your cunning stat, intimidate's based on your strength. So my character is much better at persuading than intimidating, despite having those points in coercion. Anyway. Alright, now that we've finally found the Elven Messenger, which took forever by the way, it is time to continue with the main playthrough. Okay, I've switched back to my Dwarf Commoner character for a minute, just to show you an interaction that I think very few people ever get to see. So I'm going to save the game here, because it can go wrong, but as a rogue we have the stealing skill, so I'm going to attempt to steal from the Ash Warrior leader.
Shall be done.
Okay, stealing success, that's actually not what I wanted, so I am going to reload that. I don't necessarily need to, because you could find someone else around the camp to burgle. I actually want the stealing attempt to fail. So let's try again. Oh, stealing success. You're being too good at this, mate.
It has begun.
There we go. Stealing failed. That's actually what I wanted to happen. I mean, I could pickpocket him. I didn't even check what item he was giving me, but you could pickpocket him. But once you fail a stealing attempt, come over here.
I'm certain there is another explanation.
No, there's not. My man caught him with his hand in his pocket.
Careful. You're talking about a Grey Warden. I would trust his word over your man. In any event, I vouch for the good conduct of all the Wardens here. Are we clear?
Yes, Warden.
I need to say something to you. You're a worthy and skilled recruit, and I know of your talent with sleight of hand. That is a good thing. Grey Wardens use a diverse range of skills and tools to accomplish their missions. But the law is very hard on thieves. Ferelden still bears mistrust towards our order, so practice these skills with caution. Your standing as a warden will not always help you.
But I need to practice to get better.
Certainly. Just don't get caught. Let's change the subject, shall we?
I'm fine.
Do not wait too long before...
Yep, so if you fail a stealing attempt around camp, doesn't have to be with the Ash Warrior leader, could be with anyone, or anyone who has an item to steal at any rate. Then come over here to Duncan and he will give you a slight talking to, not that you were stealing, but that you got caught, because that basically reflects badly on the Grey Wardens. As he said to you there, the Grey Wardens accept people with all skills, including thieves, because everything can be useful in the fight against the Blight. But he is warning you to be a little bit careful. I just thought I'd show the interaction because I'm sure it is a conversation that very few people, even those who have played the game many times, very few people ever get to see because it does have very specific requirements to trigger it. Anyway, with that, we will head back over to my mage. So, I think today we'll talk to Alistair, but then we'll kind of leave things there. But let's go find Alistair. We'll leave the Korcari Wilds till next time.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, One good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
I am indeed a mage.
Really? You don't look like a mage. That is... I mean... How interesting. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit from the Circle of Magi. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
And you must be Alistair.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Melody.
Right, that was the name. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
You want more women in the Wardens, do you?
Would that be so terrible? Not that I'm some drooling lecher or anything. Please stop looking at me like that. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
No, I haven't.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
Let's go.
If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Here we go. Codex entry for Alistair. Okay, here I am with my dwarf noble character. I am just curious to see how the conversation with Alistair is any different if you are a character that has actually defeated Darkspawn before. Now, although I won't have shown his origin story yet, this character does go into the Deep Roads and fight Darkspawn during his origin story, so he has fought Darkspawn for sure. So let's go talk to Alistair.
What is...
I'm going to skip past the conversation with the mage. It's not really what I'm interested in right now.
One good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
How can a dwarf be a mage?
You never know. These mages sneak up on you. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit from Orzammar. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
And you must be Alistair.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Durin.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
Interestingly, because we're a dwarf, he just assumes we know about Darkspawn. He doesn't ask if we've fought them. I've fought a few in my time.
I never saw one before this began. Hard to believe most folks here think the Darkspawn disappeared after the last Blight, when your people still suffer every day. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
Let's go.
If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Okay, not a massive difference there. Slight difference in how he approached it. I should say that he does also assume a dwarf commoner knows about Darkspawn, even though dwarf commoner has not fought a Darkspawn and never had the chance to fight a Darkspawn. But just because you're a dwarf, he does assume that. But anyway, I was just curious to see how being a dwarf would change things, and there you have it. So slight changes in dialogue, nothing major. Back to the main playthrough. You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together. Alistair was a novice Templar when Duncan recruited him into the Grey Wardens, or rescued him, as Alistair would say. Short and sweet, nice. Especially with your companions, their codex entries get more filled out over time, especially as your approval increases. So they're usually pretty short when you first get them. Okay, let us go talk to Duncan.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Kokari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
And what's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. Understood.
The scrolls contain treaties promising support. Treaties that may prove valuable in the days to come. Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Cool, there we go. Now we've got the quest, or 2 quests for the next stage of the game. Like I said, I think I will end this episode here. A little bit shorter than the last one, I'm guessing, but that's okay. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.